Took me till 1951, I think it was, 1952, before I ever worked in a white club. And that was at Basin Street East in New York. And I remember the opening night, Steve and Edie were there, and I tried to clean my act up for New York and for a big-time nightclub in New York. I tried to clean my act up, and it was slowly going down the drain. And so Steve and Edie said, and when I came off, said, Fox, do your real show that you're known for while you're here, and just be you. So I did, and the next show, it was unbelievable. I mean, I almost realized a standing ovation because people were standing up and they wasn't leaving.
I worked at a mafia nightclub in Youngstown, Ohio. I was 19. I was 19 years old, right? And I didn't know shit about the mafia.
Your stand-up started when you were, what, 13, 14 years old?
15 when I started doing stand-up, but not in the public. I got known from Saturday Night Live before I did stand-up. They didn't know I did stand-up till, like, 2-3 years of seeing me on SNL. Then I popped up on HBO.
Right.
But they didn't know me from stand-up when I was younger.
Yeah. And what drew you to stand-up comedy?
Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
I had a sense of humor, and I saw That Nigga's Crazy album.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that album. And back in 74 or 5 or 6, and that just became, I remember being in the basement and listening to that record and over again, because that's back when you're not supposed to listen to the dirty records.
Right.
You listen to the dirty records over and over again. I was like, wow, that's what I am.
Half. If you have $5 and have to give somebody $2.50, you'd be upset.
But you know when you're in love, man. You know when you're in love, because you start doing things in front of each other that you wouldn't do when you first met them. You know what I'm saying? Remember when you first met him, if you had to fart, you run outside? Say you got to change the tire on your car and shit?
Yeah? Yes, ma'am.
You have such stressful jobs. How do you unwind, and what do you do to relax at some time?
You think their job is stressful? I think being a real bail bondsman is stressful.
That's stressful.
I think being the Wonder Bread representative might be stressful.
Air traffic controller.
It might be stressful.
Yeah.
Do you think your job is stressful?
Not compared to real jobs.
No,
yeah,
right,
I mean, like Hammer said, I will not disrespect the people here that work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's not
Yeah, because this isn't a real job, is
No,
it? No.
it's not a real job.
We
have jobs.
Yeah.
We work hard.
This ain't no real job.
And I work hard too, but I mean, I think
work hard, but when I get around the way,
Yeah.
and I'm talking to some, this brother who works in sheet metal, and this
Yeah.
guy's a carpenter.
Laboring.
I
Yeah.
can't say I'm tired.
But I think the luxury comes from us doing what we really enjoy doing, so we don't feel the pain as if somebody's working sheet metal or in the boss hollering at them all the time and stuff like that.
That's right.
You
got so many deliveries to make a day.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a different type of work, but yeah, it's stressful when you got 149 people depending on you, and you dealing with 10 writers, and you're sitting up there trying to tell your story, and you going on stage and 18,000 people looking at you, and you ain't funny. Man, what you talking about?
Redd Foxx is easily considered one of the greats in comedy. Having a catalog of film, TV, and stand-up landed him with the luxuries of life far from his early beginnings in the South Side of Chicago. At the heights of his career, it is reported that Foxx earned $4 million in 1 year and was bringing in $25,000 per episode on Sanford and Son. But when the curtains closed, the legendary comedian left this earth with his finances in the negative. How did this happen?
So how do you get so many laughs out of this race stuff?
Because you guys are racist. That's how. You know what to laugh at. You go, we talk about that all the time.
No, they would rather meet with you in person. But like the whore that they turned us into, I jumped on that plane and left my father's bedside, which I regret to this day, and I went out and I sat with these people in this room, and if you can imagine a large circle of people, and I was 12.
We talked about Blue Streak.
I love that dude.
He played a role in your life, I believe. How do you feel about him as a person, as an artist?
Martin Lawrence is the guy that showed everybody you can make it from D.C. to Hollywood. And I had a personal stake in his success. Every time he did something, it made me feel inspired and really good. And he was always real nice to me. He'd sit me down, what's going on with you, baby boy? What? We'd talk about comedy, whatever. And, you know, when we did Blue Streak, we were promoting it, and Martin had a stroke. He almost died. And then after that, I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, Martin, are you okay? And he said, I got the best sleep I ever got in my life. That's how tough he is. So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy, they're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.